Hi and welcome to all the racing fans out there as we look forward to the meeting on Friday the 13th of December. We are recording early doors on Thursday morning, so take note of the final declarations on Friday and see if there's any scratchings or additional changes. Joining me in studio is Dees Diamond. Dees, how are you doing and what do you make of the card?
Yeah, it looks like an attractive card. It looks like a card that I think you can get some fair dividends for the exotics. It's a nice start to the weekend. Of course, some big racing on Saturday in the Western Cape. But let's get straight into it as we bring up the field, Sheldon. And I trust that you, the valued racing fan as well, looking forward to this preview. Horse number 3, Star of the Future at 17 to 10. We got 6, Imoyeni at 22 to 10. Number 7, Good Living at 6 to 1. 9, Prince Florian at 6 to 1, and I see Lava Burst is trading at 8 to 1. And the first timer, Saxon Dynasty, number 1, also at 8 to 1. I don't know if you call the race, but Imoyeni, that was an eye-catching debut run, considering that the horse was slow away. A quick time, 400 to finish, what's it, 22.3 seconds. Looked lost for most of the way and then just took off. But with natural improvement going the extra ground, looks the part here.
Yes, I think number 6, Imoyeni, is going to take some beating. Opened up 5 to 2, shortened down 2 to 1 and 18 to 10. I didn't call the race on that occasion, but I was on course presenting. And the way this horse finished off, I just said, wow. Next time this horse runs over a little bit further, even at 1200, 1400, it's going to be very, very tough to beat. Obviously going around the turn for the first time. But I think with the extra trip, this Son of Rabada is going to take a power beating. Although number 3, Star of the Future, has some really nice form in the bank, there's some consistent form, but was scratched about 2 weeks back. Yes. So just take that into account. And then we saw Captain Oliver come out and run a cracker the other day. So number 3, Star of the Future, the main danger. And as Dees mentioned, a horse like number 7, Good Living. But for race number 1, number 6, Imoyeni, that is going to be the selection and expected to make the winning improvement.
Race number 2 will be the start of the place accumulator. You'll need to get on by 17:05. It's a fillies and mares 72 handicap, a C division class over 1600 meters. We're on the turf at Hollywoodbets Greyville, and let's see how the place accumulator looks. Number 1, The Ghost, 11 to 2. Number 2, Spring Kiss at 9 to 2. Number 3 is Hodgepodge at 3 to 1. 4 is Firecracker at 7 to 1. 5 is Kwande Kukakeni at 9 to 2. 6 is Lizwile Ilali at 6 to 1. And 7, Ideal Kif at 5 to 1. So whilst it's a small field, it's a competitive race. Personally, I think if you minimize your spend here for the place accumulator in the number of runners you are including, it's going to be a good result for you. When I had a look at this field, Sheldon, I wasn't convinced with any runner as a top selection, but I'm going to give the guys 3 numbers for the place accumulator. In order of preference, it'll be 5, 2, and 3, but 2, 3, and 5 are going to be my numbers in the PA. I'm going to lead with number 5, Guard Puller's runner, after that very good run last time out behind Miss Platina. And I think 1750 meters, way she raced last time out to the front, just tiring at the business end of the race. The drop-in distance could suit her nicely.
I think the drop-in distance could be the master stroke to the victory, yeah, especially the way the course is running lately and at the turn for home. And I think number 5, Konda Kanyeni, certainly a live wire and one of the top selections. There's 2 horses I like, number 1, The Ghost, and number 5, Konda Eko Kanyeni. And number 1, The Ghost, is the mystery horse for me. Going the mile for the first time, a daughter of Danon Platina out of the Varme Boris Dream. And the Paul Lafferty stable have always rated this individual. A lovely looking grey. Most greys are beautiful. And I like the fact that they put Damien Pele off to put the 4 kgs off the back. So with 55 kilograms on the back, if number 1, The Ghost, goes the mile, That's the horse to beat for me. So 1 and 5, and then number 2, Spring Kiss, although better on the poly, I think very capable this course and distance.
Well, we seem to be on the same page with numbers 2 and 5, but if number 1, the Ghost, does relish the extra trip with the claim 4, and the fact that Mar del Plata coming to enhance the form line of that last start could be a runner you want to include as well. And there could be, more to come from a horse like Hodgepodge, who did shed the maiden well when there was talk and betting support for the filly, and she delivered smartly. But in race number 2, we are going to suggest that the place accumulator numbers are going to be 2 and 5 along with number 1. And if you're looking for one more runner, then Hodgepodge. But it's a small field, a competitive race, a nice trifecta and quartet to catch.
Radio on to race number 3, which is over the trip of 1,800 meters, and just having a look, number 2, One Armed Bandit, 28-10 with number 4, Richard the Fearless, and then number 1, Silver Platter at 9-2, and this is going to be my first selection. And just having a look, number 5 has found a little bit of support, and that is King Celtilus from 7-1 down 11-2. I'm going to be short and sweet here, D's. Number 1, Silver Platter for me is the horse, the 4-year-old, tried and tested, went 2,000 meters last time. I think the drop to the 1,800 is going to see a lot of improvement. And from that number 1 draw, they've tried a few things over the months, blinkers, shorter trips. I think the 1,800 from the 1 draw, I think this is a horse that's going to take a power beating at around 9-2.
Well, our first section is the same. The half-sister to Sarki, the half-brother to Sarki, apologies. Last time out, no match for the winner, Mr. Fix-It. And I think we'll make amends for that loss last time out because there was some good betting support. So number 1, Silver Platter, going to be the top choice. The danger for me has to be Richard the Fearless after that much improved run last time out when going over ground, 1,600 meters. Sean Veal and Frank Robinson share a very healthy strike rate together. And if you're looking for one more in the pick 6, the obvious horse, number 2, One Armed Bandit. But both Sheldon and I agree that number 1, Silver Platter, could be the right horse here in leg 1 of the pick 6. Jackpot 1 will begin at 18:15. It's over 1,800 meters, a merit rated 72 handicap. And let's get straight into it. Number 1, Shotgun Willie at 6-1. Number 2, Bomb at 6-1. We got a 22-10 shot here in the 3-year-old, number 3, View of the World, who's done very little wrong in his career to date. 5, Nightjar at 3-1. And then we got number 8 at 9-2. That's Captain Masala. And Red Mountain is at 8-1. I think the roving banker for most when they're playing trifectas and quartets will definitely be the 3-year-old View of the World on what he's shown to date. Raced in the Model Man Stakes behind Artist, Model and Actor. But last time out, that was a good run. Going 1,900 meters, 3rd to Johnny the Thief, who has since won again. So he looks like the right horse in the race, but I can't banker him in Jackpot 1. My cover numbers here are going to be numbers 1, 2, and 5.
Well, I can't disagree with you there, Dees. I think you're on the right track with those numbers. Number 3, View of the World, keeps delivering promising efforts and certainly going to have a lot of supporters. And number 5, Nightjar, horse who's slowly coming down in the merit rating system, ran in an 80 handicap, went 4th behind Nocturnal Flight last time out. So number 5, Nightjar for me from number 3, View of the World, and number 1, Shotgun Willie. Next up will be race number 5 over 1,000 meters. And when first studying the race, I thought number 2, Prankster, could be a good thing here and take a power beating. I thought it was the right race. And when you add the draw, the claim, everything seems to fall into place. 49.5 kilograms from draw number 2. Super consistent. And if you look at this individual, I think this is going to be the trip that's going to suit down to the ground as it's been in the past. Already had 9 runs for the victory and 3/4 in behind that. So horse they have tried over a little bit further, but seems most effective. So D's, I'm going to go number 2, Prankster, to win. And then I'm going to go with number 6, Copacabana. I think this is also 12-1, worth another chance and down in the ratings.
Well, we're on the same page again with regards to our top choice. We did tip Nkolisi Mbuto to win on Dress to the Nines over the weekend. We said it's an uncomplicated ride for him. He did everything right. And whilst he goes around the turn here at Hollywoodbets Greyville, he's got the draw of two. This filly, uncomplicated. I've watched most of her races, and she is a filly that is inverted commas, a nice soft ride for the kid. She's got gate speed. He's going to jump out from draw two. I can see him leading in the race or just sitting from off them, and the weight, as you mentioned, will come into play. So nice ride for him. Kolisi Mbuto on number 2, Prankster. You like number 6, Copacabana. That's going to be my third choice. My second choice comes from the same form line. Well, Ayui's form line is between numbers 2 and 8. Didn't shape the other day at Hollywoodbets Greyville on the poly track. But here in after at 7-1, if you're not in the camp of number 2, this is the value. Have a look at the way the Milliard have brought the 7-year-old back. Rested in July on the 31st, run in October, run in November, third run back from the break. This horse is going to be spot on. The stable's in good form. So is the combination. I like that horse a lot as the danger. So 2, Prankster to beat number 8 here and after for me. And Sheldon suggesting if you're looking for a nice upset, include number 6, Copacabana.
Next up is race number 6 over 1,200 meters. We are racing on the turf. We will be presenting on Friday evenings, so we'll go through all the runners and give you the lowdown and the breakdown of exactly how we feel. But just giving you numbers. Number 1, Good Traveller. A number of these horses are low on confidence. Hasn't won for 974 days. Master Josh, 257 days. Then you got horses like Mr. Master Starter, 880 days. Tread Swiftly, 608 days. And horses like Smorgasbord and the likes, 1,007 days. These, for me, Good Traveller, once upon a time was a 120. I believe off this rating, I'm with Rachel Venica taking that valuable 1.5 kilograms off at around 10-1. Number 1, Good Traveller for me, the selection. 20-1, number 6, Tread Swiftly. I believe the claim will definitely help this individual. And then horses like Quandary and Mr. Master Starter.
Yeah, it looks like a quartet race. The way I look at the race, and the big factor is the length of time some of these horses haven't won for, and the fact that it is a highly competitive race. The roving bankers have been good to the show, kind to the show, so the ideal roving banker has to be number 5, Mr. Master Starter. The way he's been racing, 880 days since his last one. He's a 3-time winner over the distance. He's consistent. He's been running on. It's a good draw in a field of, at the time of recording, 12 runners, 5 out of 12. I think Tristan Godden has picked up a nice ride here with Craig Saki riding in Kabeja on the day. So 5, Mr. Master Starter, going to be the roving banker for me. You've given the guys some numbers for trifectas and quartets. I wouldn't leave out number 7, Mexican Pete, on that last start, the way he finished off behind Quasi for sure. He actually surprised me the way he ran. A horse like Kupaliwe, Cabinet Shuffle, even Shanta's Pride. I mean, we haven't spoken about Shanta's Pride. Since they've come right with the breeding issue, she's been a different horse.
Well, she's been absolutely amazing, and Gavin Arena's really gotten a good tune out of her. Peter Muscat and them have done an amazing job. This just looks to be the wrong race for her, unfortunately, taking on some Grady Ron horses. And I think at best she'll be running on at them later on and perhaps finish in the money. But I think when she goes back against the fillies and mares, then we can collect the cash.
Yeah, she looks like she is up in the ratings as well. What she's gone up, 77 to an 88. So it is tougher for her, but you'll never know. When these horses are high on confidence against horses that haven't won in some time, they could just continue winning. But a tough race is race number 6. It's a nice quartet to catch. Race number 7 is the last double on the card, merit rated 84. It's over 1,400 meters. And as we bring up the field, number 2, Lord Wiley at 9-2. 3, Imposing is at 28-10. 6, Giambattista at 6-1. 9-2, number 7, Bowie, and 10, Dapper at 8-1. I'm hoping Sheldon's on the same page with me with regards to a top choice. I know that we've given some confidence with horses thus far. We've managed to try and narrow things down for you, the valued racing fan. But personally, I think this is the best bet on the card. 28-10 is the price of number 3 Imposing at the time of recording. And having watched him last time out, drawn 10 out of 12, the way he was finishing off behind Diani, now gets a good draw. We know Rachel Vinegar is absolute gold with 1.5 kgs off against this type of field. A horse that took long, Sheldon, to win that third career start, but having dropped right down in the ratings. But since that victory, I must give the horse credit that he just seems to be holding his form nicely. Whatever beats him win. I'm going to say 28-10 looks generous.
I have to agree with you. Number 3 Imposing, a 9.5 out of 10. I'd like to go a 10 out of 10. Once upon a time was a 102 down to an 80. And as you mentioned, that 1.5 kilograms is golden from Rachel Vinegar. And trading at 28-10, I think the boys can lump on number 3 Imposing. And then when you start to look for dangers, number 7 Bowie and number 2 Lord Wiley. But for D's and I, number 3 Imposing at 28-10. We're all in, and hopefully Imposing will bring home the bacon. On to race number 8 over 1,400 meters, and this will be bringing down the curtain at Hollywoodbets Greyville. Looking at the betting, number 7 Celtic Chief, fresh off a victory beating Salt and Pepper at 9-2. Number 10 China Berries at 9-2, and then we've got 5-1 and better the rest of the field. Now D's, when you look at race number 8, quite a complex race here. Number 1 Comedy Club for me with Mxolisi Mbuto up. They did rate this one an 87, a little bit high in the ratings, but that claim I think is going to be absolutely sparkling on the day. So number 1 Comedy Club for me could be the value. Number 3 Ultra Quick, if we're looking at this individual's dropped down to a 74, hasn't been too far off the action and must be a horse that you got to include. So for me, number 1 Comedy Club and number 3 Ultra Quick, along with 7 Celtic Chief. And then what can you add to that, Dees?
Yeah, it looks like a tough race. You know, we saw the last leg of the Pick 6 during the course of the week end off with a big outsider and Brave Voyager winning, ensuring a carryover. It wouldn't surprise me to see a big result here because this is complicated. I agree with you, Comedy Club, with the young kid. He's got some nice strides in Kolisi. All the best to the young man. The drop-in distance could suit. Joshua Hot Snakes. Well, when you have a look at the parade ring, this will be the standout on looks. He's a beautiful horse, number 2, Joshua Hot Snakes. Always will grab your attention. I think the weight is what attracts me. 54.5 kgs on his back. Wendy could have found a nice race for him over this 1,400 meter trip. Ultra Quick, you'll have to consider. JP's Palace, I know that Daryl Moore and the connections rate the horse. This horse, Celtic Chief, the way he won last time out, it'll be foolish not to go for him again in the Pick 6, although, you know, it took some time for that second career win, so can he go back-to-back? Benny in the area, we tipped last time out when the conditions were ideal on the poly track for front runners. Can he go back-to-back? He's drawn wide. And then a very interesting horse could be China Berry, because you can see what Wendy Whitehead has thought of this individual. Godolphin Barb, Gold Medallion, Golden Horseshoe, Premier's Champion Stakes. I mean, she has raced him in all those features as a young horse, and he's got a rating of 95. So we'll see if the handicapper's got it on the mark with him, but he may just need it coming back from the break. So it's a tough race, Sheldon, to close things off, race number 8. But all we are saying is that play your numbers that you like. If I had to single out 3 horses for the place accumulator, it's going to be number 2, Joshua Hot Snake, number 7, Celtic Chief, and I'm going to go with the front runner, 9 Penny in the area.
Well, there you go. Dees has given his numbers for race number 8 over the 1,400 meter trip in what appears a very, very open affair. And that's a wrap for race number 8. So if all the viewers are out there, join the Gallop TV YouTube channel. And of course, you got to get onto there, like, subscribe, and hit the bell, and you'll have all the information at hand.